Welcome back to Fox City Stadium. It's going to be a beautiful night for baseball here. Some clouds, but some sun-splashed areas as well. Perfect summer evening. And the Badgers will step to the plate first. Their lineup brought to you by Rural Mutual. It's Walton, Ertman, O'Grady the center fielder, Stewart the cleanup man, McCarthy, Lusmeyer the shortstop, Keller the pitcher, Albanese is the DH batting 8th, and Levitt at second base bats 9th. On the bump for the Warriors, there he is, Callan Tomczyk.
Again, he's the fourth pitcher used on the year, 1-3 with a 3.32 ERA. This is his 7th start. He's only thrown 19 innings, but he gets the ball in the biggest game of the year.
First pitch from Tomczyk. Misses outside, 1-0. This is Zach Walton, senior outfielder. The heartbeat of this Badger offense. Leadoff hitter who is hitting 400. Goes 2-0 here.
Walton's just 1 for 5 in the tournament. Scored a couple runs, so.
Big cut through that one. Walton has the Badger high school records for most runs in a single season and walks in a single season. That was last year. And he's the career walk leader. And he's looking to add to that total here, 3-1.
Triathlete, too.
Yeah. That takes some serious stamina. Walton draws a walk. What's new? If you're Badger, you're used to this. Leadoff man aboard for Lake Geneva Badger. It'll bring up Ertman, the catcher.
It's a good look at Tomczyk, a junior. 5'10", 180 pounds. And, yeah, he gets Ertman. See Ertman's bunting if play for an early run.
He started his career on the infield, but they moved him to catcher because there was a need, and Ertman raised his hand and said, I'll do it. Ball one upstairs.
Ertman's a senior.
Last year was his first year catching. And full-time again here in 2025. 2-0 for the second-team all-conference catcher. Southern Lakes Conference is where Lake Geneva Badger resides. He's going to attend UW lacrosse next fall. Runner bluffs, and that one misses. 3-0. Beg your pardon. I called it a strike. Late call by the home plate umpire, Derek Freeman. Runner goes. Chopper, gonna be trouble. It'll die on the infield grass. No play for Staudiker. He puts it in his back pocket, and Badgers got 2 aboard.
Wisely so. With the runner going, they weren't going to get Walton at second. And Ertman couldn't have bunted it better than that. So the swinging bunt puts 2 on with nobody out. And this guy, Matthew O'Grady's got some power coming up.
O'Grady.
He leads the team with 6 home runs. He's 2 for 5 here in Grand shooting, 4 runs scored.
Look at his chops here, no doubt. 2 aboard with nobody out for O'Grady. Had O'Grady last year on the gridiron, a key member of that state championship football squad. He played running back, and in that Badger offense, running back, you get fed the football a lot, and O'Grady is a beast. Currently the quarterback in that wing T wishbone offense, whatever you desire. Tough to stop that machine on the football field. 0-2 to O'Grady. The all-time hits leader in Badger High School baseball history. And he's added on to his totals here in Appleton. Tomczyk, the 0-2. In the dirt. All the way to the Badger dugout it goes, so runners advance to second and third. Well, no chance for Lazard.
Oh, Thompson continues to look like he's got a little state tournament jitters. Yeah, that pitch is both low and outside.
No chance for the catcher. It actually hit Lazard. You saw on the replay, hit him off the right arm. So Thompson trying to hit the reset button here. Nobody out and second and third. The 1-2. Again, in the dirt. Evens the count at 2-2. Stewart, the first baseman, waits on deck. O'Grady, though, looking to put Badger on the board first. They'll be on the board first on the wild pitch. Walton stops home plate, and it's 1-0 Badger.
And that dugout is fired up. I don't know if the stomp did it or the fact they've got the early lead, but Thompson continues to have control issues.
Thompson got ahead of O'Grady 0-2. Now a bunch in the dirt, and he's sitting full. Bouncing ball to short. This will get another run home. They get the out at first of O'Grady, but he drives on a run. It's 2-0.
Well, Muskego coach Jacob Page showing some confidence in his offense, plays the infield back, concedes the run, and O'Grady does what good hitters do, puts the ball in play to pick up the RBI. Here's Nick Hughes, the Badger coach.
Nick, longtime assistant at Badger, took over as the head coach this year, and what a year it has been. Caught by the center fielder Kuglich for out number 2. There's Nick. Ripon College guy, played catcher just down the road for Ripon back in the day.
New dad, his wife has had a baby boy on Saturday, June 7th, named Hudson.
And that wasn't lost on a lot of people that in the quarterfinals, Badger beat Hudson. I mean, that's eerie. Here's McCarthy with 2 down. To short. Side retired. But Lake Geneva Badger making noise in the top of the first. Now a message from your local station. This is your WIAA network affiliate. Muskego's turn at the plate. They trail it 2-0 here in the bottom of the first. Time now for the Warriors lineup, brought to you by Rural Mutual. It's Rogashinsky, Lazard the catcher, Kuglich the center fielder. Grulkowski is the cleanup man, then Tomsic the pitcher. Hallbolt the second baseman, Nicolado's the DH batting 7th, Mueller the left fielder, and Staudiker over at third base bats 9th. They will face Riley Lussmeyer, the right-hander.
Lussmeyer's a senior, 5'9", 170. You saw his season stats. He won his 9th game here against Hudson on Monday. Threw 76 pitches in that 14-3 win. Came out after 4 2/3 innings, allowed 5 hits and 3 earned runs, walked 1, struck out 4. But he is eligible under the NFHS and WI rules to pitch tonight and pitch a complete game, or 100 pitches if he so chooses.
First team all-conference pitcher. His name is littered throughout the Badger High School baseball record book. Rogashinsky watches it bounce along the shoe tops, 2-2.
Rogashinsky, a .324 hitter, one of 4 hitters over 300 on this Warriors club.
Fouled off, count is full.
Kyle's 3 for 6 in the tournament. Scored a couple runs, drove in a couple runs.
Rogashinsky, second team all Classic 8. Good solid leadoff man, fights it off foul. Lassard, the catcher, waits on deck.
Boguszewski, just a sophomore.
Strike 3 called. Caught looking, and Lussmeyer dials up his first K of the evening. Riley is a member of the culinary program that they have at Lake Geneva Badger, Bill, along with the School of Cooking in Lake Geneva. And just like hitters in the, this is from his coach. Just like hitters in the box, he'll dice them up.
And Nick Hughes, he's got away with words.
Yeah. He's cooking here to start this contest. Maddox Lesser fouls it off. He's ahead of him 0-2. Riley's going to attend Millikan University next fall, play baseball, and go to school there as well.
They have a culinary school there?
I would hope so. It sounds like he's already off and running. Line to left, a base hit by Maddox. So the Muskego catcher's aboard here in the bottom of the first inning.
Sorry, now 2 for 9 in the tournament. He'll get a courtesy runner after lining this single to left between short and third. Barrels this one up, and the ground ball easily gets through for the first hit for the Warriors.
Cooper Wendt does the honors at first base. There's Cooper. And here's a really good player, Ben Kuglich, stepping in, hitting .325. Only a junior, but already has big-time college plans, Bill.
4 for 9 in this tournament has not hurt those plans. Driven in a couple runs here in Grand Chute. A lot of college scouts here. Watched Division I the first couple days. I don't see as many here for the final.
Almost at first. That was close. Those plans are to go to Florida State. Play baseball for the Seminoles. Almost got him on the wallet on the backside. Kuglich takes one outside, 1-1. The Warriors team that finished third in the Classic 8 with all this talent they have. But a tough conference, but they got tested a lot in conference play. 2-1 to Ben. Rulkowski will be next. Another D1 kid looking in the on-deck circle. Swing and a miss. Well, Kuglich tried to go down and get that one and just missed it. Another throw over, and again, Lesser, or rather, went back in. Remember, he's doing the honors over there at first. Looking into that bright sunshine here. Bouncing ball over the head of Lussmeyer. Shovel it to second to get the lead runner 2 away.
Savvy play by Albanese to get the one for sure.
2 down for Grukowski, the first baseman.
Big hopper. I'm sure he thought about tagging the runner, but instead he flips it to his double play partner to make sure to get 1 and 2 down here in the first.
Bradley McCarthy there waiting for it on the bag. There's a strike. Tyson Grukowski, like Kuglich, only a junior, but already D1 plans. Going to go to South Florida to play baseball for the Bulls.
Big kid at 6'5", 227.
South Florida in Tampa, Florida.
Rulkowski's the winning pitcher earlier in this tournament.
Lussmeyer brings it. Big windmill cut through it. Grulkowski down 1-2. The delivery. Down to third. Ryan McCarthy bobbles it. Decides not to make the throw. Going to be an error on the third baseman. It came right to him, and then there were issues.
He stays back on it, and ball rolls up his arm, and tell you should have made that play. It's error 5.
So Muskego's still alive here. 2 aboard with 2 down for Tomsick, the pitcher. Goes after the first pitch. Callan fouls it off. Tomsick hitting .333.
2 for 5 with 4 RBIs here at the state tournament.
He's a second-team All-Classicator. Upstairs, 1-1. Foul back.
Pretty good cut.
Yep.
Hey, way up here, work hard.
I think it was 1-2 to Tomsick. Trying to make that E hurt. Get Muskego on the board. 2-2.
Hey, get him right here, Lon.
Earlier today, Johnson Creek won the D4 title. Kenosha St. Joe's won the Division III, and New Berlin Eisenhower Division II championships.
You owe me $1.
Johnson Creek.
Yep. I knew I'd get rich off of you and Jay.
Yeah. It's been a long day, Bob. Johnson Creek beat Pacelli 5-0.
There you go. Just save the Blue Jays.
Yep.
It's safer that way. 2-2 to Tomsick. Lussmeyer wants to put him away and can't. 3-2, so everybody's moving. Home plate umpire Derek Freeman. Everyone in the park has to wait with that delayed call, so we all waited.
I think you got it right.
Yep.
Here you go, Lon. Make him earn it.
Runners on the move here. 3-2. Up the middle, a base hit. Kuglich will score. Make it 2-1. Fireworks in the first inning for both squads.
Yeah, Tomsick, the pitcher, appreciates that 2-out hit by Tomsick. He finds the outfield, shoots this one up the middle. And once it got past the mound, it's going to go into center field. So the lead's been halved. And they make him pay for the error.
And not out of the woods yet. Aiden Perlberg is running for Tomsick over at first base. Still 2 on, still 2 away. Hallbolt, the second baseman's turn now.
Danny's 3 for 7 in the tournament.
Massive cut on the first offering. This senior has been a mainstay at Muskego. 4-year starter for the Warriors.
Here you go, Lon.
Runners get their leads at first and second. The 0-1. 1-1.
Meyer going for a little walk and a meeting with himself. You can see he's thrown 28 pitches here in the first inning.
And not optimal. This Warrior squad making him work. A strike, 1-2. So Lussmeyer would like to end this. Keep the lead in favor of Badger. The Warriors trying to change that narrative. Hallbolt. That's going to move everybody up. Bounces one up, second and third now.
Go get him, bud.
Could be costly. The error was costly here in the first. Now the wild pitch. Could do some damage. Muskego. 2-2 pitch. And the count is full again.
Hey, here we go, Lon. Make him earn it here, Lon. Come on,
Hobble. Swing and a miss. 2-1 the score after one. Now a message from your local station. It's your WIAA network affiliate.
25 WIAA State Baseball Tournament is brought to you by the Wisconsin DOT. Rural Mutual Insurance Company. Premiums paid here, stay here. And Menards. Save big money at Menards.
Cool merch here at the ballpark. What are you, a medium, Bill?
Yeah.
I'll run down and get you one.
I thought you did that to second Division II game when you weren't working.
What? Get merch?
Yeah.
But then you wouldn't be surprised at Christmas.
Well, I always look forward to your gift.
Top of the second inning. Long first inning. 2-1 first inning. Badger with 2, and Muskego gets 1 back. Bradley McCarthy lifts it to center field. Kuglich drifting to his left, makes the grab. And there's 1 away.
Hey, that looked easy.
That'll bring up Loosemeyer, the shortstop.
Well, Riley's pitching.
Oh, my bad.
He does play the infield when he's not on the mound.
That's right. McCarthy's the shortstop.
Yeah.
That's what we do. We help each other out. Math is hard.
Yep.
Loosemeyer at 277. Takes a ball low, 2-0. Told you about his culinary background. His nickname, his teammates say, is anything with Meyer added to the end. You can just ad-lib it. So something like barrel Meyer, pick Meyer, shove Meyer. I'm sure there's some more colorful Meyers that among the teammates, but you get the gist.
I do get it.
Yeah. Here's a strike poured in, 3-1.
Riley 1 for 6 with the bat up in Grand Chute.
Again, there's that delayed call.
He's got to give him a vocal call down in the field, wouldn't you think?
I would think that the batters would be a little more in tune. That's a strikeout. And that's the first strikeout of the evening for Tomczyk. 2 away here in the second.
He's retired 5 in a row after a very shaky start. And he throws this one past his pitching counterpart.
So 2 up, 2 down. Now the designated hitter, Ryan Albanese, slices it the other way, foul.
Albanese had a big tournament. He's their leading hitter. He's up here 3 for 5 with a couple RBIs, even though he's a 8-hole hitter. And excuse me, this is Keller. Albanese is on deck. Keller has not been as successful with the bat. He's 1 for 6 in the state tournament.
That one down around the shoe tops, 2-1.
Keller, one of 3 left-handed hitters in the lineup against Tomczyk.
Three and 1. Ryan believes that 3 is the magic number, hence the jersey digit, which is 8. What the heck? Gotta get 3, don't you? Side retired. 4-3 on the putouts. Now a message from your local station. This is your WIAA network affiliate. Go Badgers. The Badger Badgers. Down there in Lake Geneva. Beautiful part of the state. Football team year in and year out. And there are a few football players on this baseball squad, but year in and year out, they are a deep playoff run team. And for the first time ever, baseball punches its ticket to state. Muskego punching their ticket to state in the spring. First time. They were longtime residents in the summer. They made 5 trips there, won a title in the last summer tournament in 2018.
I was going to say, they wanted Mequon, didn't they?
They did. They sent it off in style. They were runners-up in 2002 as well, but
that was in Stevens Point.
Work hard here.
Nicolato leads it off here. The DH for the Warriors. Punches that one deep, left field corner. It's going to go foul, but almost caught by Walton.
What an effort by Walton.
Yeah.
But he went a long way.
Yeah. They came back.
And almost made a circus catch.
I thought no chance, and Walton never gave up on this play, even though it was foul. Look at that. A couple inches away from making a spectacular catch.
Yeah.
He's got a nice raspberry on his chest to tell the story.
That'll be a souvenir from this first trip to state. You can see why his coach talks about how important he is to this team.
Right back at him. Walton gets another shot and says, I got it. Out number 1. That'll bring up Mueller, the left fielder. Watch Zach. Got it? No problem. A lot easier than the last effort. Aiden Mueller, the senior. Strike 1. By the way, not documented on videotape, but we can tell you that Eisenhower celebrated with a trip down the snake slide. Oh, Mueller's going to go for 2. It was bobbled around there by O'Grady and Walton. Couldn't decide who was going to take it. And so Mueller will take the extra base on the hard hit smash to center.
This will be an error on the left fielder to allow him to take the extra base. A well hit ball to left center by Mueller. Walton comes over to cuts it off and sees the ball go underneath his glove. O'Grady's backing it up and throws it in, but not before a hit and an error puts Mueller at second base.
So the number 9 hitter, Dean Staudiker. Swing and a miss. Dean's going to play at Wabash Valley College next year. Loosmeyer has to dot the corner and misses 1-1.
Yeah, when you were talking about Muskego and summer baseball, and I think you and I both missed summer baseball. You said Muskego won it last year in Mequon. It was traditionally in Stevens Point. And in Stevens Point, the tradition is after you won the championship, you ran a couple blocks to the river and celebrated by jumping in the river. Well, now that we've come to one class baseball here, spring baseball, the champions now have started the tradition. Bob actually started the tradition of going down the slide in left field.
High in the sky, down the left field line. And there's Zach again for out number 2.
But I was going to say, I think you started the tradition. An old man going down the new slide in
right.
left field. And after you gave it popularity when Whitefish Bay won the championship, they followed your lead, and the youngins from Whitefish Bay celebrated their championship by going down the slide. Well, earlier today, about a half hour ago, apparently New Berlin Eisenhower followed in those footsteps of great traditions and went down the slide one after another.
To center field, base hit. Mueller sent home. He will score, and we're tied at 2. Both these teams want to join Eisenhower in that slide celebration. They're going at it back and forth. Tied again here in the second.
Rogozinski with a big hit, and again makes the error hurt. The hit and errors puts the runner into scoring position, and Mueller scores on this 2-out single by Rogozinski. We're tied You can't give extra outs or extra bases in a championship game.
These teams have been pouncing on the opportunities presented to them. And now here's Maddox Lesser, the catcher. Single in the first inning. Smashed right center. Levitt gets over there and makes the catch. Almost sailed past his glove, but he nabs it. And we're tied at 2. Now a message from your local station to WIAA network affiliates. Time to take a look at the Road to State presented by Rural Mutual. First for the Badger Badgers. This is how they got the state in the postseason. The sectionals only gave up 2 runs apiece against Craig, Milton, and Monona Grove. And then once they got here, Bill, they were the 8th seed in this 18 tournament. They did some serious damage.
Yeah, who were these guys? Well, they beat the top-ranked team in the state on Monday. That was Hudson. Beat them 14-3, and then beat Hamilton in the semis yesterday. And all of a sudden, they're playing for the state title. Got 2 first-inning runs, and now they found themselves tied as we played the 3rd inning. Here's Nick Hughes, who deserves a lot of credit for getting them here. Nick went to Edgewood High School in Madison, played for Rich Newton, who won the state championship at Edgewood last year here in this field in Division II. Played hockey for Pete Rotherick at Edgewood.
Oh, I knew there was
a good hockey.
I knew there was a hockey tie.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Nick won a title at Edgewood, so now he's trying to win a state championship running this Lake Geneva Badger program.
And Newton won his first championship here when Hughes was a senior.
Ryan Albanese, the number 9 hitter. I got my lineup card straight. That 2 McCarthys.
Then Albanese is the guy who likes number 3.
Yes. Now it makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm calling guys out who aren't even.
They've noticed.
My apologies.
Yeah.
There's a good look at Tomsick.
Albanese is having such a good tournament, he'll overlook your misrepresenting him.
An error on the broadcaster. This can be a base hit to the gap in right center. Albanese turns and looks, and he'll settle for the leadoff single.
Yeah, he's now 4 for 7 in the tournament and doesn't care what you say. Goes the other way here. Nice piece of hitting. He's aboard. Second time in 3 innings the leadoff man's on.
Nick Hughes said all Ryan does is hit. And a guy like that is exactly why you put him in the number 9 slot. Now Zach Walton back at the top of the lineup card. Gets down the bunt. Staudiker will make the play at first. The sacrifice is complete. Albanese down to second.
Nice bunt. Can't do it any better than that than Zach Walton just did. Deadening the ball and gets a hug for the execution. Staudiker throws him out, but Albanese is at second.
Good job there by Z-Dub, is what his teammates nicknamed him. Bullpen folks are trotting down the left field line for Muskego here in the 3rd inning. Here's Ertman, the catcher. Singled and scored in the first frame. Bouncing ball, third base side, fair ball. Handled by Staudiker. It gets away down the line. Albanese will score on the overthrow. Badger back in front.
Again, defense, defense, defense. It's going to be an error. The third baseman, a 2-base error that allows Albanese to come around. Gets the big hop and then hurries to throw after the crow hop. It's just offline. Skips past Grulkowski. Albanese scores easily, and Ertman finds himself at second base. Badger back on top.
The battery in the infield will chat it up. I see Nick Hughes even participated in the bleaching of the hair. Not the beard, but you can see the blonde locks flowing out of the back of his head. Hey, Nick's a baseball guy.
Whatever it takes.
That's right.
Jake Cardelis is throwing in the bullpen for Muskego.
And now here's O'Grady. Dangerous stick at the plate here. with only one away. Tapper foul.
This is the big run producer in the lineup for the Badgers.
Matthew's younger brother, a freshman, is also on this team, Tim.
Here's a look at Cordelis in the bullpen.
The 0-1. Mighty cut, but fouled back.
List O'Grady at 6 foot, 185 pounds. I think he is a little bigger than that. He's in the weight room.
Yeah, seems like he is beefed up. All the way to the backstop. Tomczyk spiked it. Ertman to third.
Third wild pitch. First two came in the first inning when he did that a lot.
Yeah, no chance for Lessard to make that play.
And again, Jacob Page showing confidence in his offense. Going to play the infield back. He'll concede the run.
Upstairs, 2-2.
Wants to stay out of the big inning with O'Grady at the plate, and then the cleanup hitter Stewart after that.
A run in for Badger. Another one available down the line at third. O'Grady, the 2-2. High chop to third. Staudiker waits for it to come down. He'll throw to first to get the out as the run scores. And it's 4-2 Badger.
O'Grady puts the ball in play and picks up his second RBI with his second ground out. Gets a big hop here. And Staudiker wisely gets the out at first instead of gambling and coming home.
Ertman hustling down the line to make sure. 2 runs in, 2 away. Here's Gavin Stewart. And a mighty rip by the big fella.
How you like this guy? He pitched yesterday with a hole in his pants, back pocket.
That's right. Did they get a seamstress here for the state championship?
We'll have to get our best people on that. Stewart having a big tournament with the bat. 2 for 4 coming into the game. Flew out the center in the first.
He's going to play in the WBCA All-Star game.
Well, he was a winning pitcher against Hamilton.
The 0-2 to Gav in the dirt. Nick Hughes says that Gavin's got the highest IQ on the field. It's like having another coach out there. He knows where everybody's supposed to be, not just himself.
To a complete game 3 hitter with 4 strikeouts against Hamilton.
Fouled it off.
And that was a tense game, 2-1. Victory over the Chargers.
The pants rip, Bill, is still intact. I can see it flapping in the breeze on the back left leg. Gavin probably said, "It's still working, don't you touch it." Down on strikes. But 2 more runs in for Badger, who reclaims a 2-run lead. Now a message from your local station. It's your WIAA network affiliate. Let's take a look at the road to state for Muskego, presented by Rural Mutual. Played in the tough Classic 8, finished in 3rd place, got a lot of tests. But then they got to the regional and sectional play, beat up on Hale, Waukesha West, Waukesha North. Came in here, Bill, as the 7 seeds, and then they did some damage as well.
Yeah, they beat Sun Prairie East 7-2 in the quarterfinals. Beat Hartford Union yesterday. They've had a lot of expectations. They started the year #1 team in the state. And because those pollsters are stubborn, they kept them at #1, even though Muskego got off to a slow start this season. But they've been a team with a target on its back for much of the season.
Jacob Page, head coach, 15 years at Muskego. Cardinal Stritch product that school unfortunately closed a couple years ago. And he kept this team together and centered, even though they had some L's along the way that may have unraveled other squads.
Yeah, they started 3-3, lost the first game, then they won 3 and lost a pair. So
Kuglich caught looking at strike 3. Loosemeyer, look at this, spinorama in the blender. And that, like an episode of Naked Gun back there for strike 3. 3 punch outs now for Loosemeyer. Here's Grulkowski. Tyson, future South Florida product. Reached on an error in the first inning. 2-0.
We saw Grulkowski throw yesterday. Gets it up there to about 90 miles an hour, they say, when he's on the hill.
2-0 pitch. Fouled back to the netting.
No, they got it.
2-1 to the big junior. Smashes it to left. Walton coming on and makes the grab. A noisy out, but an out nonetheless for Badger.
Yeah, Walton's been a busy boy out there in left field. That's his 3rd putout.
So 2 up, 2 down. Tomsick, the pitcher, will now take some cuts. Helped the cause in the first with that RBI single. Got Muskego on the board.
He's 3 for 6 with 5 RBIs in the tournament. His 5 RBIs best on the team.
Loosemeyer misses. 1-0. Left field, but foul. Big old fish hook on the end. And a lot of good baseball talent that has come out of this Muskego program over the years. Big time talent. One and one to Tomsick. Bouncing ball to third. It's off the glove of McCarthy. Ryan couldn't handle it cleanly. And in the left field it goes. Tomsick's aboard.
Tough chance there. Got a bad hop on him. We're going to get a courtesy runner for the pitcher. After you see how he hooks this ball down the line. Top spin on it, and Brian McCarthy can't handle it.
So 2 out, single there.
They call it a hit.
Tomsick aboard, Hawbolt. Throw over to the bag there, trying to catch him napping, is again the courtesy runner for Tomsick. To left, and it's down for a base hit. Into third, yes. Give Hawbolt a double.
And going to second on the throw was, Halvin.
Hawbolt. Yeah, you're right. Give him a single, and he goes a second on the throw.
Yeah. Nice play by Walton. He makes his play close to third. Gets the ball in a hurry. His left-handed throw is a tad late, but the courtesy runner holds the bag and doesn't disengage. So he's safe.
That's Aiden Perlberg. He's at third. Hawbolt at second. And Nicolato has to get out of the way. Nicolato flew out to left in his first AB against Loosemeyer. A strike there to even the count at 1-1. To right field. Lovett Catches it. Side retired. 4-2 our score. Now a message from our statewide sponsors. It's your WIAA network affiliates. A beautiful setting outside, inside, wherever you go in this ballpark. It is spectacular. Home of the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers in the Midwest League. Home to the WIAA State Baseball Championships this week. And the final game of the baseball season. The Division I matchup between Muskego and Lake Geneva Badger. Ryan McCarthy to lead it off. First pitch just misses for ball one. Ryan will attend UW Eau Claire next fall. Also a football player, part of that state championship team last fall.
Gotta be right there.
Ryan, the 2-0. Make it 3-0. Badger dugout making racket here. Ball four draws the free pass. Nick Hughes, we mentioned that he's a new daddy. All of 12 days. A couple days before their sectional action. There he is, little Hudson. Baby boy, healthy. Mom, Beth, is doing well. She's been holding down the fort the last 2 weeks with the baby and their 3 other boys. Poor Beth, she's outnumbered, Bill.
Okay. Gonna say, I think, well, if you talk babies, I think we're gonna talk about pitching change. We are.
That'll be all for Tomsic as they will swap out here with the Warriors already trailing 4-2. We will step aside. When we come back, we'll reset things here in Grand Chute. New pitcher coming on is Jake Cardelis. He's a junior, 5'10", $160.
On the year, he's compiled a 183 earned run average. He's 1-1. We talked about it at the top. In an 8-team tournament, when you're playing 3 games in 4 days, you need pitching depth. And this will be the 5th pitcher used by Muskego in the tournament. They got a complete game from Glukowski, so he's ineligible to pitch here under the WIA pitch rules.
So Ryan McCarthy walked. This is Bradley McCarthy now.
Third time in 4 innings they've had the leadoff man on. Stoddicker's in at third, expecting a bunt.
He tries. Snap throw to first, and now the runner going to second, and the throw there is wide. So it was danger zone for a moment for McCarthy at first base.
Well, Grolkowski saw that the runner was well down the way, took the throw from the catcher, makes a swipe tag. Oops, there's nobody there. So he then throws to second, but the throw is to the third base side of the bag, and McCarthy ends up with a stolen base out of it, even though he got picked off.
Yeah, Ryan, very fortunate. Muskego, not an error, but a miscue to be sure. They handed that base to him, and now
the runner on second. I think Massard's going to go out there and make sure the signs those guys are on the same page as far as the signs. No pitch comms here in Grand Chute.
Bradley McCarthy, the junior, steps back in. Squares again, knocks it down, but it'll roll foul. So behind 0-2. Bradley really struggled at the plate first half of the season. In April, he was hitting just 167. But then he found his stroke. He's been the team's best hitter, hitting 485 after that. I mean, he really flipped the switch. after a slow start. Figured it out. Sitting 0-2 here and now asks for time. And he also worked through a broken finger in the middle of the season, but played through it and still put up those gaudy numbers. Reaches out off the end of the bat on the infield. It's caught up there by Grukowski, one away. And now Loosemeyer will be the batter.
Next half hour to 45 minutes. That will be the sun field on that side of the field, both in the outfield and on the right side of the infield. Shadows get longer, you can see, as hitters in the shadows and the pitcher's not, and that's not a good thing if you're a hitter.
No. Here's Loosemeyer, struck out in the second inning. Cardelis floats within there for strike one. Badger has been opportunistic. 4 runs on just 2 base hits. Looking to bring another run home here as Loosemeyer asks for time. Got it on the outside corner. 0-2. Kinds of dancing around behind second base. Jumped on that pitch.
He gave that baby a ride.
Yeah. Just a tad out in front was Riley. So he remains at 0-2.
He's got a couple home runs this year. Knocked in 21.
Loosemeyer, foul tip hung on by Lassard. Strikeout for Cardelis, his first 2 away. And the batter will be Keller, the DH.
Muscles up and throws this one by his fellow pitcher. Catcher holds on to get the strikeout.
Brendan grounded out to end the second inning. Take strike one. He's the guy that his teammates say has the most bruises, scrapes, and burns out of all the baseball players on the Badger roster. Likes to get dirty. Nothing wrong with that. War wounds. Big undercut that time. 0-2. Cardelis looking to end this threat here in the top of the 4th. Doesn't chase. 1-2. The best story about Keller, Bill, he was once stung by a bee in the outfield, middle of the game, and he went down like he'd been shot. all the scrapes and bruises, those are fine, but the bee just took him out. 1-2 pitch. Lines it right into the glove of Grukowski. Right place, right time. Side retired. Now a message from our statewide sponsors. This is your WIAA network affiliate.
Authorize use or rebroadcast of this program and live internet stream without the express written consent of Allen Media Group, Wisconsin Broadcast Division is strictly prohibited and a violation of U.S. copyright law.
Bottom 4, Muskego back at it here, trailing by a pair in this D1 state championship. It'll be Mueller to kick-start it against Loosemeyer. Still out there hurling for this Badgers squad. And strike one to Mueller. He's going to play at McHenry College next year. McHenry is, I've seen That name littered throughout a lot of the players in all divisions that have made the way to state.
Apparently the head coach at McHenry likes Wisconsin high school baseball.
Yeah. 1-2. Little backdoor bender there by Loosemeyer. Skips it up to the plate. 2-2. Staudiker will be next, and then top of the order, Rogoshinsky, the shortstop. Smash but foul. Billy Schroeder played at Muskego back in the day, son of Bill Schroeder, Brewers commentator, Rock. Mueller. Big wide open stance for the senior. He hitches and takes strike 3. Frozen at the plate.
Yeah, I don't think Mueller was crazy about the call, but I think he was guessing something else. And the umpire gives him pitcher the inside corner. And then does his Leslie Nielsen impression.
Yep. That's the 4th punch out of the evening for Loosemeyer.
3 of them have been called.
Yeah. There's Staudiker now. Flew out to left field in his first look at Loosemeyer.
Strange line score. 4 runs, 2 hits, 3 errors for Badger. 2 runs, 5 hits, 1 error for Muskego.
Yeah.
Muskego has left 5 on in 3 innings. Badger hadn't had a man left on base until the top of this inning.
Yeah, Badger, the 3 errors, they danced with the devil.
Yeah.
But only allowed the 2 runs. Single tallies in the first and second. Staudiker, swing and a miss. Back-to-back Ks for Loosemeyer. 2 down here in the 4th.
Took that pitch away from Staudiker, who kind of hit that with a tennis racket.
5 punch outs now for the righty. 2 down, Rogoshinsky, the batter. Singled in a run back in the 2nd inning. Ball 1 outside. That's a strike. Count even at 1-1. And another one.
Nice hook there.
Yeah, Loosemeyer in a good place here in the 4th inning. Now looking for the put-away pitch. 2-2.
His first innings struggles have put his pitch count at 74 here in the 4th inning. He could use a quick out here.
On the ground to second. Albanese makes the play. 4-2 lead remains intact for Badger. Now a message from your local station. This is your WIAA network affiliate. Well, the kids found the slide, and, well, they always do. Hope he comes out at the bottom. Hope. Pray. I think he's stuck, though.
Now, as the only member of this broadcast team who has gone down the slide, do you have any advice for the kids?
Yeah, don't look back. And seriously, the best advice is get your feet up. You want to slide down on your behind, because your feet will just make it drag, and then it'll also leave a skid mark. Neither one is good. So feet up, rock back, enjoy the ride.
Yeah.
There you go.
I can only live vicariously through you, but would you do that again?
No, I've the whole crew's been asking me this year, you going on the slide? You going on the slide? No, I'm not.
Did you show them your driver's license and your age?
Yeah, that's why. Right there, my friend. That's the reason why. Once or twice was enough.
You are an adventurous sort, however.
Albanese will lead it off for Badger here in the top of the 5th inning. They lead it 4-2. This is Cardelis remaining on the bump for Muskego. Tosses in strike 1. Albanese singled and scored in that 2-run third inning.
And his favorite number is 3, I've heard.
Yeah, I screwed up the whole story. He believes in the power of 3, which is why he wears uniform number 3. And like we said, his coach, Nick Hughes, says all he does is hit. He's up there with a purpose.
That wasn't his best swing.
Nope, not this time. Cardella's got him for the strikeout here in the 5th. 1 away and back to Zach Walton at the top.
Second strikeout in the 4 hitters that Cardelas have faced. Got the pitch away.
So now Walton, who's hits 400, takes strike 1.
Zach has struggled here in Grand Chute, however. He's only 1 for 6.
His godmother, whose nickname is Carpy, attends nearly every game to watch Zach Walton play. We would assume she's in the yard today. It's the biggest game of the year.
Godmother's name is Carpy?
And that's her nickname is Carpy.
Okay.
2-2 to Carpy's godson, Zach Walton.
One of the coaches for Badger has been involved with the program for 64 years.
Foul territory down the line. Caught by Rogoshinsky from his shortstop spot. 2 away. Yeah, tell that story if you can, Bill.
Well, Wayne Vorpagel, through batting practice as recently as 2019, so 64 years he's been coaching Badger baseball. That means he's got to be in his mid-80s. Got 2 sons and a grandson that played through the program, and he's on the bench. Well, see if we can get a shot of Wayne here. But he was out there high-fiving with the guys after the semifinal win against Hamilton yesterday, and still very active with a program he's literally grown up with. First time he's ever seen Badger in the state tournament, and obviously they're playing for the state title right now.
And one other tidbit as Ertman steps in. He registered, Bill, the very first hit in Badger baseball high school history. He's got the first hit, the program's first hit.
That's pretty cool.
And then, as you said, there he is.
There's Wayne.
Front row, right on the dugout railing. He's watching every pitch, locked in.
Yeah, Wayne Vorpagel, 64 years with the Badger baseball program. Got to be quite a thrill for him.
Down on strikes, chased after the high stuff. 3 up, 3 down. Now a message from our statewide sponsors. It's your WIAA network affiliates. Badger starting pitcher Riley Loosemeyer, Bill. 5 strikeouts, keeping this Muskego offense in check for the most part.
Yeah, he's pitching in and out of trouble, but he's come up with strikeouts when he needed it. Pitching in sunlight earlier, and now as the sky is darkened, he's 9 outs away from a state title, but these are 9 tough outs to get.
Lassard, the catcher, takes ball 1. Yeah, the skies have indeed darkened here, but traffic and weather together on the 8s here in Grand Chute. Yeah, it's all north of us. Lambeau Field's probably getting hammered with rain, but I think we're good here. And that one got Lassard nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. He gets hit by a pitch, and he's aboard here in the bottom of the 5th.
Loosemeyer coming off his first clean inning of the night. Had retired 4 in a row, but he plunks Lassard here in the hip.
Yep.
Courtesy runner for Lassard to ice that hip.
Number 6 is over there. That's Mason Horn. Horn's a pitcher, but also good wheels on the bases. Smashed to right by Kuglec. Oh, slipping, but gathering himself is Levitt. That was almost a serious issue. But give Levitt credit for regaining his footing.
Kuglec with a laser to right. And you can see the right fielder slips, but regains his composure and still makes a stumbling catch.
Wow.
That ball would have gone to the wall and probably scored a run if it escapes the right fielder.
Logan Levitt not batting in this contest, but playing right field. He knew that the heartbeat was racing a little faster after that catch.
I think it still is.
Grulkowski now the hitter. Oh.
Ooh, you can see the look on the face of Stewart over there at first. He thought he had him.
This is Horn, the pinch runner again. And Stewart trying to help out first base umpire Sam King, who said no, he got the fingertips back.
No replay in high school baseball.
0-1 pitch, make it 0-2. Grukowski, big windmill attempt.
Way up here, work hard.
Ahead of the big junior, 0-2. Bouncing ball, double play opportunity. Can't turn it. Throw is high to Stewart at first.
Good job backing up as Erdman. And I think they're suggesting that Grulkowski started towards second, and Erdman backing up the plate tagged him.
Yeah, and Stewart was over there jawing with Grulkowski. He didn't like all the bumper car action going on.
But here it is. Room service double play ball. Bradley McCarthy gives Albanese a good feed. His throw is high. Now, which way does Grulkowski turn here? I think is the question.
Oh. Stewart trying to come back down the bag, and Grulkowski clipped him inadvertently. And all of a sudden, the fans are running for cover because...
Well, there was lightning in the distance.
Yeah.
I think...
and it's raining in the outfield only.
Yeah, you can see on Highway 41 over the right field fence, it's raining fairly significantly.
And there's construction going on, and dust is blowing around, and you can see the wind has really begun to gale here. But it's not raining on the infield. It's raining beyond the ballpark.
1-1 pitch coming here.
On the infield. Ryan McCarthy makes the grab. Lots going on here at State Baseball. We deliver on the entertainment dollar. Now a message from our statewide sponsors. It's your WIA network affiliate. 4-2 our score. Getting late here. And Badger trying to get to the finish line. Muskego trying to catch him once again. After falling behind 2-0, they caught him. But now facing a 2-run deficit once again.
Jake Cardella starting his third inning of work. Things have calmed down weather-wise.
Yeah, that was
umpires have conferred with the Timber Rattlers ground crew chief and showed him the radar and told him everything's fine.
See?
That's why I trust your weather at the 8s, Bob.
That degree from UW Oshkosh coming in handy. Not in meteorology, nothing with meteorology, but
just to have the degree.
Just to have it. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. All right, O'Grady will lead it off here. Matthew, the junior, big stick here, trying to start something and pad this lead. It's 4-2. And goes after the first pitch and fouls it back. Stewart will follow, and then Ryan McCarthy.
There actually is blue sky up to the left of the stadium.
A strike poured in, 0-2. Cardelis had a nice fifth inning. Couple of strikeouts, got him 1-2-3. He would love a repeat performance there.
Well, he's retired all 6 hitters that he's faced.
Make it 7.
-4 strikeout, too.
Yeah. Doing good work out of the bullpen for Muskego.
Grady giving his teammate Gavin Stewart some advice as to what to look for.
Stewart nothing in 2 trips so far today. Takes the ball.
Stewart 2 for 6 in the tournament. The double and 3 RBIs.
Oh boy. Got his coach.
Says I'm okay.
Till the bus ride home.
Yeah.
Hey, Gav, what the heck? Jake Kiefer is one of the coaches. So is Bryce Martin. We showed you Wayne Vorpagel. Jake and Bryce, both Badger alums, so extra special for them to be along part of this ride as well. Jake is also the head coach for boys cross country in the fall. Sky high into the sky. Mueller calling everyone off to make the grab. And there are 2 down. I'm not sure if that's Jake or Bryce.
I don't know myself.
Knows how to get out of the way. He knows his hitters, though. Here's Ryan McCarthy, strike 1. McCarthy walked in the 4th inning. Nothing came of it, however. This one popped up on the infield. Hallbolt catches it. Another 1-2-3 inning for Cardelis. He has settled things down and keeping the scoreboard intact at 4-2. Now a message from your local station. It's your WIAA network affiliate. Riley Loosemeyer back out there for the bottom of the 6th inning against Muskego. His squad from Badger leading at 4-2. Fouled off by Hallbolt. It'll be Nicolato to follow, and then Mueller. Warriors still within striking distance here, but running out of time here in the bottom of the 6th. Nibbling there and just missing 1-1.
Meyer could use a efficient inning. Again, WIA rule says you can only throw 100 pitches, and you have to leave the game.
Swing and a miss there, 1-2. You look under our scoreboard there on your screen. At 88 pitches is Loosemeyer. Hallbolt waits. Just got a piece.
If he gets close to that 100 mark and be in the middle of a hitter, the rules allow him to complete pitching to that batter. And he'd like to get this guy.
He might. Ground ball. Albanese. 1 away. And Nicolato, the DH, will be the hitter. Nothing in 2 trips.
It is a factor because it seems unlikely he's going to finish this game. And you look at the team stats, it is a fairly significant drop-off in innings pitched from Loosemeyer to Stewart, who threw the complete game and is ineligible to pitch this game. So it'd be interesting to see what Nick Hughes would go to pitch the 7th, or maybe even he'd have to pitch this inning, but we'll see what develops.
Nicolato, couple of fly ball outs. Takes a strike there, 1-1. There's Nick on no sleep, no doubt. I mean, you got a newborn at home. Your team is chugging along in the postseason. They get through the sectional. They get to state that the 8th seed, and they're 5 outs away. Just foul. Ooh. Ooh.
That was close.
Bill Laufer was right there, the third base umpire.
Jacob Page was right there, the coach of Muskego. He had a good look at it.
Yeah, right at the shoe tops of Bill.
But it's foul, just a loud strike, and a big 2-2 pitch coming.
In play, O'Grady drifting over, makes the grab. 2 down. And he'll face Mueller, the left fielder.
Meyer, the Milliken recruit, battling here. He had the big pitch count in the first inning, and that's come back to bite him as far as the pitch count goes. But he's battled in and out of trouble since giving up a run in the first and one in the second. This would be, he's looking for just a second clean inning. Muskego has stranded 6 base runners in the game.
Ahead of Mueller, 0-2. The cooking school kid.
And this will be his last hitter in the state tournament.
Even more significant to try to punch it out here. End this inning in style. 2-2 coming to Aiden Mueller. They appeal. Checked in time. Everyone in the ballpark, you had the Badger fans cheering because they've seen Derek Freeman sometimes ring him up late. He did not. Payoff pitch coming to Mueller. Bouncing ball, first base side. Stewart's got it. Flip it. Ball dropped by Loosemeyer. He can't get the third out. If he gloves it, I think he gets there in time to beat Mueller.
As it is, that's going to be his last hitter, and we're going to see a pitching change with a runner at first. Here it is again. Stewart comes up with the ball, decides he can't beat the run of the bag, gives him a good feed, and yeah, he would have been out if the pitcher held the ball. Instead, I think it'll be an error on Loosemeyer, who leaves the game, at least leaves the mound, with 2 out, the runner on in the 6th inning.
So while Loosemeyer gets a hand for a job well done, pitching change will be made. And before we cap off this day and cap off the season with this Division I championship, a rewind and a recap of what has transpired here beginning this morning. In Division 4, Johnson Crick, the Blue Jays, shutout winners over Stevens Point Pacelli to win the D4 championship.
Luke Hartz with 3 runs scored and 3 hits. Doug Hartwig and Anders Smith combined in a shutout, or Adrian Smith, excuse me.
And get out the whiteout. That should be Kenosha St. Joseph had 3 and Kewanee had 2. Flip those numbers around because the Lancers were victorious, knocking off the Storm in Division 3. And in Division 2,
Jim Falk with the big hit to drive in the winning run the 6th inning for Kenosha St. Joe.
And then New Berlin Eisenhower walking it off in the bottom of the 7th inning, Bill.
Sam Herthy had a big tournament, 5 RBIs overall, 2 RBIs today, and he had the walk-off hit and an error in the 7th inning to allow Ike to win their spring championship. And you command whiteout,
Yeah,
get whiteout.
Everybody at home is going, what is whiteout?
Good point. Anyway, that's the right score. Kenosha St. Joe wins yet again. But their 6th state title, I believe. 5?
5 here and a bunch of WISA titles. There's the puffy clouds that are doing absolutely nothing except providing some nice backdrop here as new pitcher to try to finish up this inning first is Bradley McCarthy.
McCarthy 0-1 in the year, 8.40 ERA. This is his 9th game, his 8th in relief. He's thrown 8 in the 3rd innings, allowed 8 hits, 10 earned runs. He's walked 10 and struck out 9. So command has been an issue for McCarthy, who comes over from
short.
Regular position at short. And I'll have to get, or we'll try to get the last 4 outs.
And Loosemeyer goes out to short. Nope, he goes to second. So we think Albanese went over to short. We'll get it all straightened out. There were a lot of moving parts there. Yeah, there is. That's Loosemeyer. He's at second. And there's your shortstop.
I think it's your friend number 3, his favorite number.
That would be Albanese. I think you're right. All right, scorebook is correct.
This is the number 9 hitter, Dean Stodaker, to face Bradley McCarthy.
Stodaker today against Loosemeyer was 0 for 2, a flyout and a strikeout. He represents the tying run for Muskego here with 2 outs in the 6th. Put on the first, and Mueller's in the neighborhood. You see McCarthy's delivery. He is elongated. Really stretches his body out. One 0 pitch. Misses 2-0.
Again, command has been an issue for McCarthy. Stodaker at the plate, at 264 hitter with 9 RBIs.
There's a strike to Stodaker. No.
I was going to say, that was
Ooh.
outside.
And you saw McCarthy even say, wow. Three and 0. That's a strike. Had to have it, got it, but still work to do. 3-1 to the number 9 hitter. Rogoshinsky's on deck, hoping he gets an AB in this inning. And he will. A base hit to left. Stodaker delivers. Tying runs aboard for Muskego. First and second with 2 away.
Well hit ball by Stodaker, who's had a big tournament. He's now 5 for 9. And he lines this one to left. Keep the rally going.
And now Rogoshinsky, the leadoff hitter. RBI single for him in the 2nd inning. Lefty against the righty.
He's 4 for 9 in the tournament. Driven in a couple runs.
And he's going to drive another one in. Runner between 2nd and 3rd slip, but he'll make it into 3rd. That's Stodaker, who thought he was a dead duck. Meantime, Mueller scored. It's 4-3.
So 2 straight hits against the reliever. Rogoshinsky squares this ball up.
Rogoshinsky 2 for 4. He's driven in a pair. And Nick Hughes gonna head to the mound.
The throws on target, they get the base runner going to 3rd.
Oh yeah.
But it's off the mark, and Stodaker breathes a sigh of relief.
Yeah, because he was hung up between 2nd and 3rd and was probably all set to be tagged out for the 3rd out, but still alive, and now he's just 90 feet away from tying this ball game up.
Maddox Lassard will be the hitter.
Some encouraging words here.
I think that's all this is
Yeah.
encouraging words. Although they probably plotted defense strategy if Rogoshinsky decides to steal 2nd. That is the lead run here in the 6th inning. Do you throw through to try to get him, or do you allow him to take the base and be in scoring position?
The wheels are turning here in Appleton. Staudiker down at third, Rogoshinsky at first, tying and go-ahead runs aboard for Muskego with 2 away. Here's Lessard, the catcher. Boy, Maddox was just waiting to pounce on that first offering.
Riley Lessmeyer was awfully good as the starter. Had 2 outs here in the 6th. Had to leave because of the WI rule that says a pitcher can't throw more than 100 pitches in a game. So in comes McCarthy in a tough spot, and they've greeted him harshly.
Runner goes from first. Ball's in the dirt.
They
Ertman.
concede the base.
Yep. Don't even bother with Rogoshinsky, but he's at second now. That's your go-ahead run at second base. One and one to Lessard. Bounces away. Here comes a tying run, but he's out at the plate with McCarthy covering.
Obviously, Staudiker pleading his case. McCarthy got spiked on the play, I think, but the ump's call is out. There's no replay. A big finish as Ertman makes a real nice play to chuck down the wild pitch and get the ball to McCarthy. And then the collision ensues. McCarthy's obviously injured and in pain. Badger retains a one-run lead after a wild play to end the 6th inning.
You could see the players around home plate signaling for the trainer, and she hustled out there, and McCarthy. All right, here's all of it.
Ball in the dirt, nice block by Ertman. Very aware where the ball is and gives McCarthy a good feed, and the runner's out. Good call by the umpire. McCarthy grabs his ankle, and he's still being attended to by the trainer after a big inning-ending play. Badger retains a 1-run lead.
Got him on the left shoulder. And Derek Freeman right there to punch him out. And you can see Staudiker pleading in his case and trying to say, I got my hand in, but he did not. Another angle to show you right here. Tag applied on the shoulder, punched out, and lead stays intact for Badger. Wow, what a sequence. All right, McCarthy still in pain. We're going to step aside, get you to the 7th inning. 4-3 our score. And the bottom of the 6th inning. So wild it took out McCarthy, who had to be helped off the baseball diamond, and he was scheduled to bat right here in the top of the 7th inning. So a sophomore, Oliver Shade, will take his spot pinch hitting here.
Oliver's 3 for 16 on the year. Had 1 at bat here in the state tournament. Basically been a courtesy runner and scored a couple runs. Interesting question is, we know Shade's going to pinch hit for McCarthy. Who's going to pitch for McCarthy in the 7th?
Shade strikes out, and there's 1 away. Yeah, that will be the other part of this equation. And we kept looking to see how we think McCarthy injured his ankle. He certainly didn't get spiked because it was a head-first attempt. But I think it was just him trying to plant to take that toss as Loosemeyer pops it out to the right side, 2 away.
2 quick outs here. His relief pitcher has really done a nice job. Jake Cardelis has given his team a chance to come back.
Connor Cavanaugh had to run down. He is warming up in the bullpen, and looks like he will get the baseball trying to end the Division I state championship after the injury to McCarthy. Here's Keller.
Connor Cavanaugh is a 9th grader.
Oh my goodness. Oh. No pressure, freshman. Keller high in the air, right side again. Haubold Circles under, he's got it. Muskego needs 1 to tie, 2 to walk it off. Drama here and grand shoot. Head coach Nick Hughes has no choice. He has to go to the bullpen to try to finish off the first ever state championship in school history, and he's given the baseball bill to this freshman, Connor Cavanaugh.
Yeah, you think you've seen it all. You think Wayne Forpagel thinks he's seen it all? Now he's been involved in the program for 64 years. He's on the bench. He's watching this scenario unfold. That's what Cavanaugh's done this year. This is his 9th game. He's thrown 11 innings, has a save, allowed 13 hits, 7 earned runs, walked 9, struck out 7. Go win us the state championship with 3 outs, kid. No pressure.
Ertman, his catcher, was out there before he did the warm-up tosses, and he was just trying to calm him down, trying to keep him loose. Look at everybody. They're just telling the freshman, you got this.
Yep.
His teammates say that he's got the coolest glove on the team. I would agree with that. You got the pink and light blue stitching. Maybe that's worth something here in the bottom of the 7th inning of a 4-3 ball game. And he's got to face 2, 3, 4. Lassard, Kuglich, and Glukowski. Bounces the first pitch up there.
We said at the start, they're playing with house money. Nobody expected them to be here as the 8th seed. They're 3 outs away from a state title.
Wanted that. Didn't get it. 2-0. Boy, the heart is racing in the chest of 21. You know that. Pops away. 3-0. And Ertman looking out, saying, just throw it to my glove. Just get it here. Lassard takes ball 4. Tying run aboard for Muskego. And now he's got to face Kuglich.
Going to be a courtesy runner for the catcher. Number 6.
Yeah, Mason Horn again. The pitcher was also a good runner.
And he's going to get to hear from his coach who wants to talk. There's going to be another courtesy runner.
Oh, boy.
They want Horn to run.
Is this a courtesy runner for the courtesy runner?
That appears what we're witnessing.
Okay, so Aiden Perlberg gets the nod instead. So Perlberg represents the tying run for Muskego. Kuglich, the batter. The Florida State commit.
That's the tying run at first. 3-hole hitter. I don't think he's bunting.
Yeah, you know Ben. This guy, he wants to win it for his Muskego ball club. Ball squirts away from Ertman. Just a moment, though. Stays close by. And Cavanaugh, 5 pitches thrown, still looking for his first strike.
Kuglich hit the plate, a .325 hitter with 17 RBIs.
Gets it there. 1-1. That one gets away from Ertman. And Perlberg down to second, tying run closer from Muskego. It wasn't tossed that hard by Cavanaugh, so it just crossed up Ertman. And now Stewart over at first base, creeping in closer on the infield grass. And that's why they sense now that Kuglich might try to bunt. But it's 3-1.
Connor Cavanaugh's 5'7", 150 pounds, and looks like your little brother.
He's somebody's little brother, right?
And they steal third.
Yeah.
Without a throw.
And it's ball 4. So Kuglich doesn't have to sacrifice Perberg to third. He takes it. And then he gets first on the walk. Back-to-back walks. That's your winning run, your state championship winning run. And here we go with the conference for Badger. They are teetering on this 4-3 lead in the bottom of the 7th.
And Muskego's feeling it. And again, I'm sure this is more about defensive strategy. Are you going to throw through if the winning run attempts to steal second? Or are you going to concede the base? If you concede the base, you could just walk Wilkowski. You could walk the bases full and set up a force at the plate right now if you want. But that would enable the winning run to go to second without a throw. But that's, I think, what's being discussed really is how Nick Hughes wants to play the infield and what he wants his catcher to do should Kuglich just attempt to steal second. Pressure on Ertman as well as the pitcher Kavanaugh, who has had trouble throwing strikes.
Yep. And you're right, Ertman, he's got to be on high alert with the runners at the corners and nobody out.
The infield a double play depth, so it's up to the hitter to put the ball in play.
And there's a strike from Kavanaugh. Grulkowski, the South Florida recruit.
0 for 3 tonight.
Smashes it foul.
A vicious swing there by Grulkowski. He's just 1 for 9 in the tournament. But he can be a hero at Muskego with an extra base hit here.
Kavanaugh ahead, 0-2. Again, a ringing foul ball.
Outfield's pretty deep. And after those two swings, you can see why.
Yeah.
There you see the defensive alignment. Double play combination with Lava, ball hit to short. Outfield again, pretty deep.
Kavanaugh floats in the 0-2 pitch. Again, he's leaning in, praying and hoping to get a call. But it's 1-2 on Tyson Grulkowski. Swing and a miss, but the ball gets away.
The runner the hitter cannot advance. He's out. There's a runner at first.
Right.
So it's an out.
But that runner at third, Perlberg down at third, had ideas of maybe trying to sprint home.
Correct.
And that would have tied the ball game. So a big, gigantic strikeout by Kavanaugh right here.
Goes off speed and pulled his head. Now they're going to walk Tomczyk as Kuglich went to second. So this is an intentional walk to load the bases.
So now,
and they're going to keep the infield at double play depth and hope to get a double play ball from Hobalt. So 1 out, the bases are loaded after the intentional walk to Tomczyk.
Hobalt tonight is 1 for 3. And he got hit, which means we are tied. Oh my goodness.
And the Muskego bench is alive after 3 walks and a hit batsman in the 7th inning ties the state championship game.
You talk about taking one for the team. That is the ultimate.
Now it's Carter Nicolato.
And directing traffic. The outfielders are going to come in.
Yeah, Nick Hughes can't have another mound visit, I don't believe, without making a pitching change. So he's directing traffic from outside the bench.
They're going to have a 5th infielder. They're going to bring in Levitt He's going to swap out gloves and probably, they're going to stick him between first and second here. So right field is going to be wide open for Nicolato.
And the outfielders are shallow.
And now he goes to the left side between second and short.
Yeah, Hughes and Hughes is directing his outfielders.
Swing and a miss.
Carter Nicolato 0 for 3 tonight. He's 2 for 9 in the tournament. 308 hitter on the year.
0-1 pitch. Bouncing ball, and it gets through, and Muskego walks it off. A heartbreaking ending for Lake Geneva Badger and a heart-stopping state championship for Muskego.
And the first ever spring baseball championship for Muskego. They do it unconventionally and win on an error on the shortstop. Again, normally Bradley McCarthy would have been either at short or third. He wasn't. And in his haste to make a play, the ball went underneath the shortstop's legs, being E6, which scored the winning run, and Muskego comes all the way back to take a 5-4 win after trailing 4-2 going into the sixth.
Well, sir, our Wisconsin DOT play of the game. This is Albanese, who's at short. And watch, he wanted to come up, throw home, and try to get the force and get that second out. Heartbreak. But a heart-stopping way for Muskego to celebrate the championship in Division I. They won the last title in summer baseball in 2018. Now they win the spring tournament title, if you will, in their first ever trip here to Appleton. 5 for the final. The Muskego Warriors came to play and got the D1 title.